Hey everyone, it's Nathaniel here with Beginner Food, and in this video we're going to be talking about 6 tips to help make your fish taste better. Or good, depending on how good it is right now. Before we jump in, remember to like and subscribe, and let's talk about fish. Alright, so number 1, different fish are going to taste different. Just like you don't think chicken, pork, and beef all taste the same, not every fish tastes the same. A trout, a bass, a catfish, they all taste really different from each other. So if you or someone in your family doesn't like a certain fish, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't like fish. It just might mean they don't like that particular fish. So it's really important to go out, try new things, try different fish, try different preparations of fish, and see which ones you do like more. Because just like how some people prefer beef over chicken, some people are gonna like an ahi over a sea bass. Tip number 2, and you guys probably all saw this one coming, buy fresh fish. I'm gonna actually say fresh fish, because while a lot of people are saying, oh, well, you know what, I want all my fish to be fresh, never frozen, guess what? All commercially sold fish is frozen. Even if you get your sashimi, sushi grade fish from the top end market, I promise you it was frozen. At the very least, when they caught it on the boat, getting it back to the dock, they freeze the fish. So no matter what fish you get, it has been frozen, but not all frozen fish is made the same. You're gonna wanna look for a fish monger. So they're gonna look like your butcher case. There's gonna be a person behind the counter most of the time. The closer you can get the fish to when it came off the dock, the better. If you can go to a fish market, if you're lucky to be in an area like Seattle, like San Diego here, like New York, like Tokyo, you can definitely get fish right off the dock from a boat. It will still be frozen, but you can get it off the dock. For everybody else, if you go to any major supermarket chain, there will be somebody there selling fish who specializes in fish. Ask them what are the species that are either close by or really fresh. Those are the ones you're gonna wanna buy. If it's the middle of summer and a certain fish is not available, just because they have it in the freezer section doesn't mean that's the one that's gonna taste as good as something local and easily available in season. So make sure you go out, get fish, try it out, eat it as soon as you can from when you buy it. Fish goes bad pretty quickly, it degrades in quality pretty quickly, so you're gonna wanna use it that day, or if not, maybe the day after. So make sure that you're buying it fresh and use it. All right, tip number 3, and that is, now that you've purchased a really fresh piece of fish, if you're not gonna use it immediately, store it airtight. So do not store it in the bag and the butcher paper that it comes in your fridge. You wanna make sure that it's sealed up, no air can get in, and you don't want any air in there with the fish to begin with. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can just use a Ziploc bag and use basically a big pot of water, submerge the bag into it, and it'll force the air out so you can seal it and get as close to a vacuum seal as possible. The less air that there is in there, the longer your fish will stay fresh and it will taste better when you cook it. All right, tip number 4, use fresh seasonings for your fish. We've got some fresh dill right here. This is what it looks like in its non-dried form. And a lot of the times when people are cooking fish, they're gonna use dried seasonings. And you can definitely do that in a pinch. If you never cooked fish ever, you're probably only gonna have dried dill. But if you're planning to cook a seafood dinner, if you're spending a little bit of money on some nicer fish, make sure you're also getting some nice seasonings to match. So a fresh herb is gonna be a lot more lively. It's gonna have a lot more characteristics to it than the dried stuff. It's also gonna taste better when you're eating it because it's not gonna be dry. Another really common one is lemon. I'm sure everybody's ever had lemon on some seafood before. And a couple things I would say is, when possible, use a real lemon. Use fresh lemon juice. Don't use the juice that comes in a bottle. That stuff has other things in it. It doesn't taste just like the lemon juice from a lemon. It's going to taste a little bit more artificial. It has some of them have preservatives in them. So use fresh lemon, and really kind of advanced, use the zest of the lemon. You can actually get a lot more flavor and aroma from the outer part here of the lemon. So use the whole lemon too, and you'll get a lot more mileage out of your seasonings. All right, tip number 5. And this one I know I struggled with for a long time, learning different methods for cooking fish. If your go-to method for a fish is always pan-searing it, it's not gonna work on every kind of fish out there, and it's not gonna work for every kind of dish you wanna make. Same thing, if you're really comfortable making a fried fish taco, that's gonna work with some things, but it's not gonna work with everything. And so just like we say, go out there and try different things, taste different things, try different preparations. Have you tried broiled fish? Have you tried pan-fried fish? Have you tried grilled fish? Have you tried fried fish? There's lots of different ways to cook a fish that impact how they taste. It's gonna impact the texture, it's gonna impact the flavor. So go out and try lots of different kinds of fish and decide which one you like the most. And then finally, tip number 6 for making your fish taste good. This one is that some fish, especially high quality fish, can be eaten raw. So no cooking whatsoever. And I'm not just talking about sushi. A lot of other cultures have raw fish preparations. We have ceviches, we have crudos, we have sushi, and really sushi's rice, so it's actually sashimi is going to be the fish. But try the fish raw if it's of the appropriate quality. In our family, we don't have anybody who really likes cooked salmon, but we love salmon when it's raw, and I really like salmon when it's smoked, so cold smoked salmon. And so I would never order a cooked salmon in a restaurant, but I will eat salmon at a sushi restaurant all day long. So just because, again, you don't like one preparation, you may love a different one, especially when it's raw. All right, so those are our top 6 ways to help make your fish taste better, to help you guys start loving fish, appreciating fish, using fish, and cooking fish a lot more than you are today. If you have a tip that we didn't hit, make sure you put it in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Nathaniel from Beginner Food. Thanks for watching.